Biden's phone isn't exactly ringing off the hook with warm messages from sitting GOP lawmakers. In fact, only two Republican senators, Mitt Romney and Lisa Murkowski, have congratulated the president-elect. Beside me, we're going to show you on the screen, are all the names of United States senators who haven't even acknowledged a clear Joe Biden victory since he crossed the winning threshold of 270 electoral votes. Some have said nothing at all. Some have made neutral comments about the president's right to pursue legal challenges, and some, including South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, have even played into Trump's false notion of a stolen election, urging him to keep fighting. Add Senator Cruz to that list. But each person you saw on that screen has stopped short of saying unequivocally that Joe Biden is the rightful winner of a free and fair election.
The tide is turning. The tide is turning. And not only is it turning, it is hilariously turning. As you just saw, for one example was that report you just saw from CNN, where they're outraged that only two Republican senators have congratulated, quote unquote, President-elect Joe Biden. So we're going to see a lot more of this. This is just the beginning. Now, what has made this tide turn? I mean, it just happened, and I just felt it really strong yesterday, in fact. But I want to give it another day, see more developments, which have been happening. What made it turn? The big factor is two huge lawsuits on the election have been filed by Team Trump in the past couple of days in Pennsylvania and in Wisconsin. And I just found out a little while ago the lawsuit in Wisconsin is so huge that there's at least, well, as of now, there's 234 pages of affidavits. So what's the reaction to these lawsuits from Team Biden and from the mainstream media? That's what you're hearing, crickets, crickets. Now, let's play a little game here. I know it's a little absurd, but let's assume that Joe Biden legitimately won. I mean, and he knows that he legitimately won. Everything's on the up and up. Do you not, and that the media knows this too, do you not think there would be some reply to the allegations in these lawsuits? I mean, if you're on the up and up, no, there's crickets. All that's happening now is the media don't want to talk about it. Like he's Trump is off on some crazy tangent where he actually thinks he won the election, and he has his people out there filing crazy lawsuits. They don't get into any detail at all. Problem is, they're going to have to face those details. Now, one of the funny aspects of this whole thing is what's going to happen when, for example, on Election Day, Donald Trump on January 20th, on Election Day, on Inauguration Day, January 20th, 2021, Trump takes the oath of office for his second term. Are we going to still continue getting, like what you probably are going to see on this video and in videos of my videos the last few days, a little warning statement from YouTube that AP has called a presidential race for Joe Biden? I would really love to see that. And also, I want to see at what point in this process YouTube finally gives up the ghost and stops putting that stupid label on there when it becomes obvious that Biden is not going to be inaugurated as president because he hasn't won. Now, one thing a lot of you probably are wondering, in fact, when you look at the detail, the enormous amount of detail in these lawsuits, is why did the Democrats make it so obvious their fraud, so easy to catch? Why did they do that? Well, I think the answer really boils down to this: they had no choice. They had no choice. They had to flagrantly commit election fraud, and it's the only way they could have overcome Trump's landslide. Just for example, Trump was up 800,000 votes on election night in Pennsylvania. So you can't just, it's impossible just to sneak a few extra votes in there, like 537 votes like from the Florida election 2000. No, you needed hundreds and hundreds of thousands, maybe almost 1 million fraudulent votes. So they had no choice. They don't have. And one example of that is many hundreds of thousands of the Biden ballots are marked just for Joe Biden. They didn't even have time. Like, oh, we got to rush this. We got to rush this. They didn't even have time to add any other candidates to put their vote for that. So that's a pretty strong indication there. So what they were counting on was their plan was that on election night, when they took the election through vote fraud, that they were counting on the media declaring, as they did, that Joe Biden won the election. Joe Biden. So, and the big part of the plan was that Fox News, because they're the conservative network, that Fox News would call it. That's why you had this absurdity of 91% of the Florida vote already in, and Trump was already almost 400,000 votes ahead. And mostly what had to be counted was in the Panhandle, every notoriously Republican Panhandle, and yet Chris Stirewalt he couldn't call that. But 20 minutes after the polls closed in Arizona, Biden won, and that was the plan. But one thing they didn't plan for, among other things, is they probably thought, okay, some viewers will get angry at us, but we're the conservative. Supposedly conservative network. Where else are they going to go? You know where they went? Immediately. Newsmax is taking all your viewers, Fox News. So as more and more evidence is filed, and so far it's just been the lawsuits in Pennsylvania and Michigan. We'll probably see other states, probably Georgia as well. And so, and oh my God, this recount, if it turns out I mean, not the recount, but the original count, if the original count shows that Arizona went for Trump, Chris Stirewalt, please do yourself a favor, quit your job, because the humiliation will be unbearable for you. This is it. This is game over for your career, Chris Stirewalt. So now I'm feeling really upbeat, and you know what's great about this? Is the reactions from the Democrats, but especially from the mainstream media and the social media that's doing everything they can to. The other disclaimer they have on the videos is that wait, let me get it. I have it. I actually wrote it down right here. Yeah, let's see if we have it on this video. Robust safeguards help ensure the integrity of elections and results. Really? There was robust safeguards on this election? YouTube, why don't you take a look at the lawsuits now pending? And by the way, speaking of lawsuits, I'm going to make a good recommendation. I'm not much into legal trivia or anything like that, but there's an excellent channel that talks about the law in a way that a regular person like me can understand. And right now, they're focusing in like a laser on all these lawsuits in the election. That's out of Canada, by the way. It's a Viva Frei channel, and I'll have a link below. Please, you gotta watch those Viva Frei videos, because it really provides a lot of great information about what's going on with the lawsuits and makes it very understandable. So looks like it's a lot of. It's actually turning out to be a lot of fun, and it's the reason why it's a lot of fun is because the reactions, I can see it. It's already getting hilarious, and it's going to get funnier and funnier every day, every hour, every minute that goes by. So stick around, and I'll see you guys very soon.